Credit Suite, and today we are going to be talking about financing that creates opportunities for growth. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. This is where we're going to dive into some of the fun things that you can do with all the different types of financing available, like business credit, credit line hybrid, business loans, all sorts of stuff. But before we jump into it, we have got the Funding 30 Challenge going on right now. Actually, I think Ty is getting ready to take the stage at this moment. So we've got that going on, a lot happening over there. Just we've got about 3,000 people learning how to get money for their business. You can still register. It's only day two. We're going until Friday, so you've got plenty of time to get in there. You can check that out at funding30challenge.com. Register for free, get in the group, and just join in. There's a lot of great information. Yesterday, I got to hang out backstage with the speakers, having some great conversations about how they're funding businesses, all the different things they're doing. So definitely something, if you're looking for money, this is an event you don't want to miss. We don't do these a lot yet, but it's something that if you want to find out all there is about business financing, you definitely want to take a look at that and join. It's a great time being had over there. So let's talk about financing and how to accelerate your business growth with financing. So financing is designed to accelerate your business growth. And as I'm getting started here, I'm sorry, I forgot the traditional stuff, but if you're joining me, give me a hi, tell me where you're from, tell me what kind of business you have. And during this presentation, we're going to be going over some strategies to be able to help you fund your business, to be able to use the different types of financing available. So make sure to stay engaged, make sure to comment with me, tell me what type of business you have. And as we're going through examples, you can throw them out at me and I'll even help you brainstorm right here on the live to come up with some different ways to fund your business and to use it for the growth of your business. So, but overall, one of the things to understand is that financing is going to accelerate the growth of your business. A well-funded business has a much, much higher chance of success than one that's not. Bootstrapping, I love bootstrapping businesses. I've bootstrapped several businesses. I've helped a lot of business owners actually bootstrap and get up and going. It's just a grind. I mean, it is just constant, day in, day out, just going, opposed to starting with a good base, having the funding that you need, really puts you in a position where you can accelerate your growth. You can find strategic ways to use your financing so that you're able to get in and do what you need to do and do it quickly instead of having to spend all the time just generating enough money to make the investments that you need. So it looks like we got Rhode Island Moss is saying, hi, this is William from Artis. Nice to meet you. Cash Nova on YouTube. How you doing today? Great to have you on the live. So the next thing about financing is knowing how to use your business financing is going to create creative opportunities for growth. Meaning that a lot of times when we approach things, we look at it and we kind of have this stagnant mindset about it. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs that as they're getting into the journey, as they're looking at things, they're like, I just need $1 million and I'm going to have all these things going. But as a startup business, as a small business, as a business that's just getting up and growing, getting access to that kind of money really isn't the strongest way to go. Looks like we got Mike from St. Louis. Mike, thanks for joining us. Cash Nova in Nevada, great to have you. Yvonne from Queens, New York. How you doing today, Yvonne on YouTube? Great to have you here. So here's the question, guys. For all of you guys hanging out there, I want to ask you this simple question. What are you going to do with your funding? And this is where I want you to start interacting, because this is where it gives me some opportunities to help you out. So what would you do if you were able to get your hands on financing? What's your big goal? What's your if Credit Suite could help you find the financing that you need right now, what is that dream that you would accomplish with the funding from your business? But to do that, you've got to be able to know how to use it. And so as we're waiting for those answers to come in, we'll jump back to chat as that's coming in. So let's talk about the overall strategy for using financing for growth. The first thing is leveraging business credit for a fast ROI, so a fast return on investment. I've talked about this a couple times on these lives. It's a great strategy. It's one that as a former entrepreneur, it's one that I wish that I had available at my fingertips, because now knowing the power of business credit, knowing how to use it to actually get a really quick return on investment, could have accelerated my growth, could have put me ahead of the competition, and really worked. Yvonne says she needs new massage equipment and hire some interns. That's great. Cash Nova, getting outside help, taking more off my plate, such as bookkeeping and accounting. Man, Cash Nova, I hear that. Bookkeeping and accounting is definitely not my strong suit, and that's something you definitely want to outsource. And next up in your strategy is going to be getting the credit line hybrid for quick access to up to $150,000 in revolving credit. And then we're going to show you how you can use that. Use business loans for growth financing, and then the final strategy that I'm going to go over with you is applying for financing before you need it. So there's specific ways that we can jump in, that we can really start leveraging, that you can start leveraging your business credit, leveraging your financing, and having it available as market conditions start to tighten up, as we're seeing lenders starting to not be as loose with their pocketbooks. Applying for financing now while you can get it is a great opportunity. So let's jump into the first step before we get in. So it looks like Rhode Island Loss on YouTube says my first thing would be to invest in a couple of Airbnb in the state of Georgia. Airbnb is still a hot market. It's a great way. I love the Airbnb movements, how they're really leveraging real estate in a way that just hasn't happened in a long time, or hasn't happened before. It's a really cool concept. A lot of cool things happening with that. Let's talk about using business credit for your financing. So the goal here is to make as much money as possible, as quick as possible. I mean, I think that's all of our goals with running a business. That at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. Is we want to get in, we want to invest as much money as we can into our products, our services, what we're doing, so that we can get a bigger return, that we can get it fast. Business credit is a way that you could do that, and the thing that I like about it is if you do it right, even if you're getting started, even if you're just getting going on building business credit, you can leverage vendors with business credit to buy things that you can sell quickly. And this is one of the most common ways that I've seen, not even common ways, but it's one of the most advanced ways that I've seen people using business credit. And the thing that I like about this is that the more activity you have on your business credit report, the stronger your business credit is, meaning you can get access to more stuff. Banks are going to trust you more. It's going to help improve your chances for getting business loans and financing as we move further down this path. And the other side is that it gives you the resources you need to get things done. Like if you're a contractor, it gives you the ability to complete your contracts, get things done without having to pull money out of your checking account. So basically, you can go out and get the stuff that you need, and then pay off your credit lines after you're done. So to elaborate this, and this is where I'm going to need some of your guys' help, I'm going to pull from this. So let's talk about some examples of some fast ROIs that you can get. So let's see, we've got massage equipment. That's a great one. So Yvonne, you had talked about needing some new massage equipment. Think about this: if you can build your business credit and have a business credit profile that you can go to these companies and you can actually show them your ability to make repayment, how many more clients could you bring in? How many more people could you be able to help? Because now you have access to the equipment that you need. So some of the examples that I like to look at when you're looking at using business credit, retail stores. Business credit was actually designed for retail before any other types of businesses. Retail was really kind of the home of business credit. With retail stores, you can get up to a net 90 account on a lot of different merchandise. Meaning, let's say you're a clothing store, there's clothing vendors out there that will let you carry their lines, pay them on a net 90, meaning you have 90 days to get out there, market your new product, sell it, and then pay off your credit lines. It really opens up your options with it. And the nice thing about anytime you're using vendor accounts, almost all vendor accounts do not charge interest. So whether it's net 30, net 60, net 90, 45, whatever it is, you can use those credit lines during that period of time without having to worry about having to pay interest. Next example I always go back to is contractors. The reason I think that business credit is so great for contractors, you've got countless opportunities with companies like Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, places where you can actually go out, you can get the tools that you need, you can get the supplies that you need, you can get a job done virtually without having any money coming out of your pocket. Meaning that you could go out, you could take on a job, you could get all the equipment that you need, all the supplies you need using business credit, go out there, get the job done, get paid, and now you have the ability to make an ROI based off your business credit and pay it off. It's a great, great tool. Anybody who's not using it, I think you're just tying up cash. You're taking that cash that you have and you're tying it up and always leaving your books looking like they're just barely bouncing over zero. So that's one of the things that business credit's going to do. It's going to multiply your buying power. It's going to give you the ability to get what you need. Real estate. We were talking about. We have some people in here looking at Airbnb. Real estate's great. Business credit isn't going to actually be able to help you get the real estate that you need, but it's more going to play into furnishing. It's going to like you can get Amazon accounts, you can get accounts with furniture stores, get furniture that you need, get the supplies that you need, property repairs, anything like that. Another one that I find a lot is office jobs. So, like we have a lot of people in credit repair, a lot of people who are mobile notaries, things where it's just you're basically sitting behind a desk, website designers, marketers, things where you really just need a computer and a desk to be able to go out there and make some money. And that's exactly what you can do. You can get computers, you can get desks, you can get monitors, you can get all the equipment that you need to really get out there and focus on making the money that you need right now. Get out there, get your money, get your jobs done, get it complete, and then turn around and pay off your net 30 accounts and make money, make your ROI fast, get your return on investment as fast as you can. And with trucking, fuel is a huge one, like Flying J accounts, and then supplies. And when I'm talking about supplies, anytime you're running a trucking company, there's going to be things that you need for your warehouse, for the garage, for the truck itself, like straps, pads, things like that that you're going to need, that you're going to want to have access to. Which again, that's where business credit can really help you out with this. So those are some of my favorite things. If you have any if you have any things that you would like to look at, or you would like for me to throw in here while I'm going through these, make sure to throw them in the chat. Be more than happy to help you out while we're here. Next up on our strategy for maximizing your financing for growth is the credit line hybrid. The credit line hybrid is a great program. You can get up to $150,000 in revolving unsecured revolving credit. Basically, it's no doc financing. It doesn't matter if you have. It doesn't matter what your income looks like. It doesn't matter what your cash flow looks like. If you have assets, it's really just based off of the owner's credit. So it gets you access to a lot of money really fast. But it does require a personal guarantee, so you want to be careful with it. So with the credit line hybrid or any sort of revolving credit like that, any sort of revolving business credit, the thing that I always look at is I always like to look at using it for a larger purchases that may take a little bit more time to pay off. I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars unless it's something that you know you can get out of in 30, 45 days. But even if if you can't find credit lines for some bigger purchases, this would be a great option for being able to get out there, use the credit, again, make a return on the investment. And that's really where credit starts to pay off. When you need that extra buying power, when you need to save your cash for the end of the month, when you have those unexpected emergencies, when you have those unexpected expenses, that's where financing options like the credit line hybrid are really going to step in and save your butt sometimes. Having that money there is going to give you flexibility that you need to really get out there and expand, to make some of those those bigger purchases, not massive purchases. We're saving that for the business loans, but using it for the bigger purchases that you may need 3, 4, 5, 6 months to pay off, and have that revolving credit line that you can keep accessing over and over and over. That's actually going to grow with your business. And like I said, on-demand funds for emergencies, unexpected expenses, because at the end of the day, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, there's one thing that you have to know, and that there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something that comes up. There's always going to be an extra expense. There's always going to be an unexpected bill, and an unexpected cost is going to come up. There's a lot of things that are going to always be coming at you. And having this as kind of a reserve, a just in case, an emergency, is going to make it where you don't have to tap into your cash every time something happens, but you have that credit there to be able to keep your buying power intact, and to be able to protect your cash for the business and for just your daily operations, so that those unexpected expenses don't derail your business. Now, the next thing you want to do, and this is something that we've been talking a lot more about, is use your business loans for big growth. I find that a lot of times the business owners, as business owners, we kind of nitpick on the small things, and we think, oh, if I can just get a business loan, I can get the software, and I can get this tool, and I can have these supplies there. But usually, the way that the savvy entrepreneurs, the way that savvy CEOs are using business loans, is they save them for big growth. And what I mean by that is you use those for opportunities like expansion. Like if you want to open up another location, you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to do that. Or if you're looking for strategic hires, your business has grown to the point that now that you're starting to make some money, you want to start really expanding your team. To get the right kind of talent is going to cost you money. It's going to be a considerable investment. But having these business loans can help you get the right team in place, so that they can start helping you earn more money faster. New product launches are a great way to be able to finance your business. If you have new products that you want to offer, you have new services, new lines that you want to add to your business, having the loan there to be able to help you to have the cost for setup, have the cost for employees, or as the last one says, your growth marketing campaigns. Having those big dollars there can take you from maybe 100 leads a month to bumping it up to 1,000 leads a month, so that you can exponentially scale having that money there, and then being able to repay it off because you have a proven campaign. So these are just some of the ways that you can start looking at business loans for big growth. The reason that I'm going to recommend is you use a business loan for your growth strategy, as opposed to like the credit line hybrid, where the credit line hybrid is revolving. It's going to be good. These bigger business loans are going to give you those installment payments, and it's not going to be reusable. So you can very clearly measure what your ROI looks like. You can see how much money that you've invested into it. You're going to be able to have an exact amount of how much interest you're paying on it. So now you're going to be able to step back and take a look at it, and you're going to be able to start making a lot of strategic high-level choices on how you're using the money. Now, one of the things that I will tell you, and this is actually from personal experience, from some of the nightmares that I've been through in my life, you want to avoid using business loans to bail out your business. Credit is one thing, because again, it's reusable. It's something that you can pay down. You can use it a little bit at a time. If you're able to pay a couple grand on it, you actually have access to that money still, in terms of credit. But trying to bail out your business with a business loan, I find is a big problem. And the reason for that is that it's usually indicative of a different issue going on. So if you're going to a lender saying, "Hey, look, my business is about to fall apart. Things are really starting to crash around me, and I need a business loan to get me out of trouble," the reason that this isn't a good idea, and most banks are going to spot this from miles and miles away, they're going to look at it and go, "Look, if we're going to give you more money, and that money now is going to add to your payments, but you're missing some of the key elements. You're not bringing in enough revenue, or you're not currently able to keep up on your current expenses. It really puts you in a jeopardy." So, avoid using the business loans to bail out your business. Use it for strategic purposes. Use it as a way to be able to accelerate your growth. The other reason you want to avoid using business loans to bail out your business is pretty simple. It's always tied to a personal guarantee. And the last thing that you want is that if your business is going through a hard time, and maybe you're looking at it and you have some advisors who are looking at it with you, and you think that it's something that may not be recoverable, You don't want to put your personal finances and your family's finances on the line with the business loan to try to help something where there's an underlying problem that needs to be addressed outside of just that financing. So again, be strategic about how you're using this. Leveraging business credit without a personal guarantee is a great way to be able to get those quick ROIs to be able to pull yourself out of trouble. Having access to something like the credit line hybrid, where even if you run it to the max and you use all of the money that's available there, as you start paying it down, you get access to that credit again. So it gives you a little bit more breathing room. It makes it where it makes it where you have some more options. You have some more opportunity to really do something. But a business loan is not the best use for bailouts. I must be on a tangent on that today. So let's talk about some tips for applying. Before we do, it looks like we've got some more comments. Rhode Island, I'm looking into buying OTC tax lien properties for only taxes owed. That's a great strategy. I've heard a lot of people doing a lot of really cool things with that. A program that's actually something that where the credit line hybrid would be a great opportunity for that, because I know a lot of those are going for a couple $1,000s, where having it on a credit card, a business credit card or business credit lines really just gives you a lot of flexibility to go out, buy multiple properties. Then you have the credit available for the rehabs. There's a lot that you can do with that. So Kenny from YouTube says, I have identified 2 dilapidated properties that I'd like to start with. My LLC is still in the process, calling Credit Suite as soon as my LLC is fully set up. Awesome. Love that, Kenny. And these are all strategies that we can go over with you on the phone during your assessment and make sure that you're taken care of. All right, so let's talk about some tips for applying. To make sure that you're getting the best, find a lender that fits your needs. And like I said, apply before you need it. This is one of the biggest things that I have found within the last 6 months. Like even our program with the credit line hybrid, before about 3 months ago, we were getting people approved with a 680 credit score, but over the last 3 months, they bumped that up to a 700. And we're starting to see that lenders are starting to tighten up their guidelines. They're starting to tighten up their credit requirements. And the other thing that you have to look at is that as interest rates are going up, it means that the rates on your loans, the rates on your business credit lines are going to start going up as well, meaning it's going to cost more money. Or with a business loan, if you're getting something that if you get a loan at 5% opposed to 7 or 8%, that 2% interest is actually capital that you would be getting from that loan that you're not able to qualify for anymore, because that payment amount's going up. So while rates are where they're at, and get them while they can before they go up again. Lock in the money that you need. Get money before you need it. And this isn't something that we're always going to say. This is a recession tactic. This is something that you want to use as things tighten up, as you start to see the market conditions change, as you start seeing layoffs from like Amazon, and you start seeing Facebook starting to lay people off, and you're starting to see a lot of movement happening with these corporations. Now that the PPP money and the exemptions that they had for keeping people employed, we're starting to see that layoffs are starting to happen. We're starting to see the cost of inflation is starting to suffocate some of the smaller businesses. So when the money's there, get access to it if you know that you can use it, because as guidelines tighten, as interest rates go up, it's only going to get harder and harder to get money. The good news is you can qualify based off the specific strengths of your business. We talk about this a lot. It's the 3 C's of financing, and that's going to include collateral, credit, and cash. Meaning that if you've got assets that you can use, if you've got collateral, 401ks, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, equipment, invoices, even if you're invoicing, if you're in a B2B industry or business to business industry, you can use invoices to be able to actually get financing for that. Then you can use credit. So like the credit line hybrid is a great example of that, where you can use your personal credit to secure the financing that you need. You can use the business credit to be able to qualify for things. So there are loans that you can get based off of just credit. And then the last one's going to be cash flow. If you have cash flow coming in, but maybe you don't have the collateral, or maybe your credit's tied up in other financing options, or maybe you're just one of those crazy entrepreneurs that's taken a hit because you're a risk taker and you're out there making money and making moves. If your credit's hit, having that cash flow there can open up a lot of options for cash flow financing. And then overall, if you have all three of them, if you've got collateral, cash, and credit, there's a lot of options available, and you start getting into some of the more robust options like SBA financing and traditional bank loans, where you can walk into a bank and you can get the financing that you need. So when you're looking, some of the keys that you need for this, some of the keys that for applying is, again, you want to find the right lender that fits your needs. Shop around, do some investigating. Let us shop around for you. We're more than happy to do that, and apply for it before you need it, and get qualified for lending based off your strengths. Looks like we have a couple more comments here. So Rhode Island Law says, I already have an EIN number and LLC. Will you give me some advice on how to use the LLC to start getting a property? Okay, so property financing is a little bit different. There are lenders that if your personal credit is in okay shape, that you can get startup financing for real estate investments. I don't have all the specifics on that. I've got it on a spreadsheet somewhere. It would take me a little bit too long to be able to pull it up for this live, but there are options for that. And then that's where you can leverage like the credit line hybrid that you can use for startup financing. You can use that for like down payments. You can use what the other lenders are what the hard money lenders are looking for to be able to get up and get the property going. And then you can use business credit to be able to do any repairs, get the supplies that you need for the home. So furniture, bedding, kitchen appliances, anything like that that you're going to need for an Airbnb, you can use it. So I just showed you three different financing options that you can use together that don't require that you have any cash flow, and don't require that you they actually don't require that you have any money down, because you're using the financing to be able to get the financing. Kind of a sneaky trick there. And Cash Nova asked, you need a 700 credit score, correct? This is for the credit line hybrid. Yet with the credit line hybrid, you do need to have a 700 credit score, but you can also use a credit partner, which is one of my favorite things about the credit line. There's a lot of favorite things about that. With the credit line hybrid, you can actually use a credit partner. So you could bring in somebody, a family member, a friend, somebody who's that you want to be in business with that has great credit. They can use their credit to leverage it and get the credit lines in the company name, and they're basically co-signing for the company at that point. It's a great strategy. I've actually talked to several of our clients that we've advised using this strategy, and it worked out wonderfully for them. And they were able to do some really neat stuff with it. So you personally may not need a 700 credit score if you can find others who can leverage it as well. And again, guys, one thing to keep in mind is that as we're talking about all these options, these are just some of them that I picked out for today. There's still things that you can do like equity crowdfunding and Rhode Island Loss. This may be actually a great strategy for what you're doing. If you get into crowdfunding, you can. I think we just did a live on this. I think Ty did a live on this last week, actually. But you can actually use crowdfunding to be able to have people invest in real estate deals. So while you're getting started and as you're looking at properties, maybe it's not the best strategy for a buy and hold with an Airbnb, but using it for fix and flips to be able to get that cash flow coming in, to be able to have people that you're sharing. So maybe you're looking at it going, I'm going to give up 30% of my equity on this property to bring in these investors. They bring the money in and they get a return as soon as the property is flipped, and you still make the big majority of the money. But it's a great way to start building that cash flow for your business. That way, when you're looking at those long-term buy and hold strategies like Airbnb, things like that, or just long-term rentals, Now you've got cash flow coming in from the fix and flips. Now you can start using that for down payments on more properties. It gives you those big infusions of cash that you need to make the moves, so that you can start investing into some of the longer term investments, some of the longer term buy and hold strategies a little bit later on down the road. And Yvonne on YouTube says, definitely made those mistakes with my EIDL loan. You're not the only one. It's going to become a problem more than what I think anybody realizes. All right, so that's all I got for you guys today. Look, if you guys need any help, reach out, let us know. If you need help finding financing, if you want to explore all the different options that you have, you can give us a call, or you can man, my words are leaving me today. You can schedule a free business financing assessment at creditsuite.com/consult. That'll get you right to schedulers, so that you can schedule some time to be able to speak with our team. We'll sit down, look at your fundability, figure out what you can qualify for based off of your strengths, help you to come up with a strategy to be able to figure out how you can optimize your growth and use financing for your growth. And if you want to explore more ways, we've got a free download at creditsuite.com/27. And that's our 27 ways to get cash for your business, where we break down everything from business credit to crowdfunding to grants to everything in between, all the different types of loans and financing options that are available. That's free. It's a great opportunity, great way to be able to do that. And then yeah, and if you guys have any other questions, feel free to type them in the chat. Feel free to comment. My team's always watching the comments, helping out to respond, even if you watch this after hours. But we're always here to help. And if you like this video, if I was able to help you out, give you some good tips, give you some advice to be able to help you out with, feel free to share this. You can use hashtag business credit toolbox, and we'll give you 5 free tools to easily and quickly grow your business credit. It's not linked to your personal credit, just for sharing the live stream, just to be able to be just for helping us to reach more people. We're going to be able to help you out and reciprocate it. So appreciate you guys all hanging out with me today. If you're new to Credit Suite, if you're just finding us for the first time, make sure to go to our website, check out all the different options that you have available for following us online. We're always releasing new training, new tactics, new tips for funding your business on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the social channels that are out there that we can manage. It's there. And if you have any questions about anything that we can help you out with, feel free to give us a call at 877-600-2487. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you at the Funding 30 Challenge. Remember, that's going on now. If you like finding ways to fund your business, you definitely need to get into the Funding 30 Challenge. Get in at funding30challenge.com. It's happening now. The sessions are actually going. I've got people starting to Slack me, telling me all the cool stuff that's happening. We got people winning hundreds of dollars. Just a lot of great things going on. Just a lot of cool things happening there. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us, hanging out with me today. Have a great day, and we will see you next time. Thanks.